Yeah, it's 1 a.m. And I'm here live streaming. This time I didn't send a link to the customer because I'm sure the customer is sleeping. That's what people do at 1 a.m., most people. So why am I here? Well, I got work to do. I got a lot of guitars to work on. And here I am. So I was here all day, all right? And I got some major setbacks. So personal setbacks, well, it started like that with some kind of personal setbacks. Setbacks, ending with a letter S, meaning plural. Grandpa Joe, hello to you. You say, hope you're doing well. I was really stressed today because of... So we've been troubleshooting the internet here for the entire studio. And obviously, I'm a kind of like a techie guy, so I'm involved with that. Obviously, I benefit from having the internet. I need it for these services. So I'll explain, but I'll start working. But I'll tell you everything. Something to talk about. The guitar on the workbench is this Hagstrom guitar. Right here. And last time we were looking at the nut. I place this camera here. And the nut is this piece here. You can see it here. This is the original nut, which is no good. It's too low. I got a new one. So this seems to be just black acrylic. So I had to prepare some acrylic. All right. So I prepared a couple of those. Where's the other one? I don't know. Might not need the other one. I prepared 2 of those. And I'm going to cut it down first and then cut a nut. So why don't we do that? That sounds like a good idea. I have my vise here. Here it is. So this is a big vise that holds the little vise so that it doesn't wiggle. And I'm going to just cut it. With this jeweler's saw, where do I have it? Here. All right. So what happened today? Oh, I got to open my app, switcher app. So what happened today? Well, it didn't start today. Like I said, I had some personal setbacks first. Started like a month ago, whatever. Kind of getting resolved now. But those personal setbacks set me back in business. So they were business setbacks because of personal reasons. Okay. And like I said, plural, not one reason. Sometimes it's like that. And yeah, you want to see what I'm doing? So here. I'll keep talking. So because of some personal things that I had to take care of and deal with, etc. Well, it set me back in business, and then there were some business setbacks on top of it, meaning some projects are taking longer for whatever reasons. And then we got hit with this internet issue. So all of a sudden, one night at 10 a.m., the internet stopped working right in the middle of one of my live streams. And it turns out that it was just scheduled maintenance, and they did not notify us not well in advance. They notified us at 10 p.m. that there would be a 10 p.m. Shutdown or whatever, service interruption. So it turns out that I need to cut another one, because this one has a surface that's, well, you see this recessed area. Okay, whatever. I'll just cut another one. It just takes a minute. So, service interruption. The problem here is that this network was built by people who maybe did not even know each other. It's like over, the course of a few years. So clearly they did not communicate. And some of them kind of knew what they were doing, kind of like me, I admit. I don't really know much about IP addresses and protocols and whatever. And they kind of got it working. So when this service maintenance happened, they shut down the internet, and then the manager here came in the morning, and he noticed that because I was looking at the router and the service box, whatever you call that. So the service box, the router is plugged into that, and then it goes to a switch, whatever. Well, he noticed that one of the Ethernet cables, the main one that goes from the router, that was going from the router to the switch, to the main distribution switch, was not plugged in all the way because it was missing that little tab. So it was not just me. It was me and one of the guys that work here that we were kind of looking at that. And I think it was more him than I. I think maybe he moved the router and, that cable was not seated all the way after he moved the router because it was missing that little tab that clicks, right? So the manager here noticed that in the morning, and then for whatever reason, he thought, well, maybe this should be plugged into the router. Maybe it should just be plugged straight into the service panel, whatever that machine is called, piece of equipment. And he called the service and they said, yeah, you can do that. You don't need to go through the router. So when I came back that day, things were not working. And then I have this thing set up. It took me a while to figure out how to set these things up. And I know that I need like a static IP address for my switcher, not the internet switcher, the switcher that's switching cameras here. And wasn't working because my static IP address was 192.168.1. And then the last three numbers, 244. And I didn't know at that time that and those first three sets of numbers correspond to the router IP address. So I didn't know at that time that he unplugged that main cable from the router and went straight into the service panel. So when I was starting to check what IP addresses were whatever assigned. However, it's like I barely know what I'm doing. I noticed that it started with, instead of 192, it started with 216, and then instead of dot 168, it was dot 157, and then 158, and then so what the hell is that? So so I started changing my static IP here, and for this app that needs to access it, but so he created like 2 different networks or something. So but this all took so long to figure out. So this is now, as you can see, working, but not everything is still working. And speaking of working, now I'm working on the nut. So let's continue working on the nut. So this is my blank now. Okay, so it's slightly oversized. And if I place it here, so this is the old one. It fits inside of the slot, right? The old one does. But the new one, the oversized one, the oversized blank, does not. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want it to fit inside yet, because we're going to sand it down to the correct size. Thickness, yeah, okay. So in order to do that, let me put this away. I'm simply going to take this glass, that's a glass shelf, okay, with sandpaper. Okay, so it's really straight. And where's the thing here? Okay, so I'll just do it this way. Okay, one side, and okay, and the other side. I cut this on a small table saw. I have a really small table saw like this at the fabrication shop to cut small pieces. So this is just a roughly cut, just a saw cut it, and that's it. And I'm trying to sand it down to the right thickness so that it fits inside. I want a tight fit. Yeah, so this side is really smooth now, and this one is still a little bit rough, so that's the side I'll be sanding down. You need to keep it parallel. So apply equal pressure on both sides, right? That makes sense. Still doesn't fit inside, but it will very soon. It's black acrylic, but interesting. The powder is white. So with a nut like this, we always want to have a tight fit so that we don't use much glue. And if it's really nice and tight, you don't even need glue. So if we can achieve just a friction fit, wow, that's not bad. That's actually very good. That's how most nylon string guitars are made, the good ones. Making sure everything stays square. Yeah. So it's starting to fit inside, but I can't put it all the way down to the bottom yet, so and at this point I also want to start keeping track of which one is the top and which one is the bottom and which one is the base or treble side. So this slot might not be you know, equal width, and I'm just trying to find the best way that this fits inside. Oops. And here I can see I can use the old nut to kind of scrape. I see something here. Maybe it's glue residue or something. Yeah, okay. So how was it again? Because I dropped it. This feels the same. Yeah, I don't feel a difference yet. So I guess it's all square and parallel. Just checking how it's passing through all the way to the bottom. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's seated all the way now. Here and here. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's try the other side, just in case it's a little tighter. No, it's actually looser this way. Okay, so we definitely want it this way. And let me check it this way. And let's make a decision. I don't like that. Okay, so we need to cut another one. Sorry about that. So this is looser, which means it's not the same thickness, right? So sorry about that. Well, I need to cut a fresh one. So that's how it is. I meant to do that. All right. So is this piece here. Measure it up like this and cut this off. That's how it is sometimes with these jobs. So I am turning it around like this because I don't want to end up with a fracture, like tear out, okay? So this is garbage, and here we have the piece that we are going to use. And now we need to peel off that protective film, which is fused to the acrylic in this case. Okay. Here. So the reason why I'm using acrylic is just to replicate what was there. I don't remember ever cutting a nut out of this material before. Should be okay. No, actually, I'm lying. I did cut some nuts out of acrylic on some guitars that I was building. Okay, so, and those were 0 nuts. Okay. Okay, so time to start checking. Speaking of checking, I need to check my battery level on my laptop, which is kind of low. Okay, Dr. Rummy, 73 is here. Lesson on internet networking, yeah. Accidentally on purpose. What do you mean? Need to make some noise here, friends. So, yeah, I'm working late tonight. I guess that gives some other people the opportunity to catch this live stream, depending on which time zone they're in. So I'll be working really late if I can stay awake. Also want to work on a bass. The, what is it? Univox bass. I gotta finish that one. Now, which one is which? This is that's the new one. So this is the old one that's garbage now. Yeah. Okay, it's starting to fit inside. Let me check this, the 2 sides right away. Let's check it this way. And turn it around as well. No, it doesn't fit. Okay, so it's a little fat here and on this side. Okay, so I just need to adjust my, how I'm pushing down. That's not something I can show on camera, but I think you know what I mean. We are getting there. I hope I don't mess up this one. Okay, it's a little thick here. Okay, I think that's it. I don't want any gaps. And I don't see any gaps. Let me check. No, no gap. And the other side. I think we're good. We can even look through the microscope. And I will do that. Okay. Let's make some more noise first. Or maybe I can just put this here. Okay. All right, so as I was saying, microscope. So we have this side to look at. It's almost clean. I need to clean up the nut shelf a little bit, okay? And then we have the other side. So it's oversized, so I need to push it down and focus. Let's push it in. Yeah, I just need to clean up the corner of the nut shelf. So the corners are tricky, right? Because you see the corner is a little rounded. And that prevents the workpiece, I mean the nut from being seated all the way, okay? And now what I want to do is I want to keep it in this orientation like this so I don't turn it around. And I am going to just touch up the nut shelf a little bit with this chisel. Like that. Just make sure I clean up those corners completely. Yeah, there's a little bit of a glue residue there that I need to clean up. Right. And yeah, you can see that, okay? So here we go. So there's some here. They put too much glue. And if there's any glue in that corner, it prevents a good fit, right? So that's all glue. Not sure what kind of glue this is. It's still soft after all these years. And here we have yeah. So I hope that this didn't widen up the nut shelf too much, because like I said, I do want to have a good friction fit. Should have done this first. I thought I already did it. Okay. Where's that thing? Here it is. Let's see. No, it's nice and tight. Okay. It's a nice friction fit. I'm pulling on it. You see, it's not coming off. Right. So I'm going to keep it this way. I want to mark off the bottom base side here. You can't really see it. You can kind of see the reflection, okay? Just in case I move it somehow, right? So here it is. So now we want it seated all the way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And now I have this half pencil. Now, is this going to work on acrylic? Kind of, I guess. And then I also have this thing. So I'll show you how this works. So this is a straight edge, right? I'm just going to measure the height of the fret. They're very low frets. At its highest point, it doesn't even come to the first line here. Or maybe it does right here. Almost up to the first line. Okay, so I'm going to put this against the nut. So that's the first line, and maybe a line and a half like this. And I can, where is it? I can just draw here, like that. So yeah, and this is my half pencil, so this projects the fret plane, like that. So this is, the strings should not go lower than that, but we are cutting it a little bit higher, which is what we marked off with this. So now when I remove the nut, I can see. So which line is this? Yeah, this is the one that I drew with this, okay? And we can verify this through the microscope. So let's verify it. Yeah. That's just a rough guide, okay? So I'll be sanding this down on the disc sander, which I have right here. All right. Why don't we do it now? Only one person watching. No, it says 5 people. It says 1 or 5. I don't know. Dr. RG Bloke. Good morning, Professor. That cheese grater between the pickups had grown on me. May have to experiment with some artificial turf and cork tiles. I don't understand. I don't understand what you mean. Sorry. I'm not doing this right. And I'm going to hang the guitar here. Okay. So, it's a combo disc / and belt sander. So this is the belt. So I might start with the belt and finish off with the disc. I don't know. So I dropped something. Yeah, we'll see. I have a feeling I'll make a decision real soon. Okay, so that's marked off on this side, okay? And we have this dot that's on the base side. So just double checking everything. So as I was saying, yeah, I think I'll start with the belt, and I need light. So I know this is going to be vibrating. And you need light as well, because you're watching the show. How about this? All right? Okay. So I got to pay attention, close attention, because, you know, it's a black material. Okay. So like I said, I wanted to start with the belt sander and finish off with the disc sander. Can you guess why? Well, it's longer, right? So it doesn't clog up as much. Just intuitively, I feel that that's the right thing to do. And at home, I have a 10-inch disc sander, which is much better. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. And I believe this is good. Okay. Yeah. I think it's okay. Let's put it away. But first, let's make some more noise. I like this vacuum cleaner. Little vacuum cleaner. Sandpaper is fairly reusable if you keep cleaning it. Okay, so let me put it here for now. I don't think we'll use it anymore tonight. And let's see. Oh, I didn't vacuum this. So, looks good, I think. And now I can do this to finish off the surface. Basically remove the scratch marks, diagonal scratch marks. Just a little more. I am rocking it, right? Keeping it curved. and also keeping it still oversized. Yeah, it's good for now. Okay, let's cut the string slots. So I am going to, I guess, replicate the same string spread that we have here. So let's just check. I don't think there was anything wrong with the spacing. String slots was just cut too deep. Where's the old nut? Here. And I have this red string here, just to check. It is kind of close to the edge. Not so much on the base side. So I'll make it just slightly tighter. Slightly. Okay. So that's that. Okay. So first we determine the spacing. Okay. So we won't see the entire knot, I guess, or maybe we will. Let me see. Not the whole thing. Or maybe yes. Okay. How about this? Okay. That's good. So here's the nut. And here's the string spacing rule. And let me see, I'm confused. So this is the high E. If we align it, this is this. Okay, so we need to move it in this direction a little bit. Let's see how this aligns. So low E is aligned in the center. And this is a little bit in. How about this one? A little bit in. How about this one? Like I said, I want to make it slightly narrower. I'm just trying to make a decision. So this one is the actual spacing. So we move 2 increments like this. So this one's slightly more inside, slightly more away from the edge of the fingerboard. And this one, if we align it here, no, I'm going to use this one. Okay, so let's mark it off from here to here, right? Oh, I can barely see anything. I think this will work, okay? But I do want to mark it off so I can see it. So you know what I just did. And so was it this one? Yeah, okay. So here we have from this green dot to this green dot. That's going to be the size of our knot string spacing. All right. And now here we remove this piece, whatever, and that's our mark for the base side. And now we want to center our string spread like that. So through the microscope, we see this. Right? So we do see pencil marks. It's like that. Okay, that's good. And next, we are going to take a sharp blade. So I keep them here. Sharp X-Acto blade. And that's how we get it started. So this floor is uneven. Sorry. Okay, so let me zoom in. We have the high E string here. Just like that. Right in the middle. So that's what we have now here. Okay. And next, hold on, I'm not 100% happy with this one. Yeah. Next one is this. So oh, come on. Now, the microscope enlarges everything, right? So my microscopic mistakes look huge through the microscope. but they are in fact microscopic mistakes. See, we're cutting it like this. Two more. I think we're good. And now, now we take that jeweler's saw again. And we cut we basically widen it a little bit. And obviously we cut it a little deeper. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good. Look at that. Okay. So if I zoom in, okay. Here, let's do this one. Still easy to mess up at this point. Good. All right. Okay, 4 more. Okay, I think I did a good job on this one. This one's good as well. Okay, 2 more, I think. I know I'm not talking because I am focusing on my work. that's it. So we have a prefabricated nut blank now. Let's put the sharp objects away before anything happens. And now we can start with these. Continue with these. Where does this go again? So I thought I was going to finish this guitar by now, but like I said, all day I couldn't work on anything because of the Ethernet and internet issues. Alright, so I start with a 10 gauge file. And at this point, I'm still being very careful not to, you know, skid, because it's still very shallow. Okay. And next will be a 13 gauge file, which is this one. But this time I skip the first string slot. Let me just make it a little bit deeper with the 10 gauge. Okay. And now with the 13 gauge, I widen all of them. See, almost messed up. So, yeah, I think it looks good. All right. And now, next is a 17 gauge. And I don't go beyond the G string, right? So I can start with the G. That's it. And now we have a 20 gauge D string is the first one that I work on. Okay. So this file won't be used anymore. So the other files I keep here because I'll use them. This one I will not. And I think we're putting 11 gauge strings on this guitar. if I'm not mistaken. I think I have them right here. So that's the 24 gauge. Again, I do D, A, and E. The next one is the 28 gauge. And I'm just going to check a text message from the customer, because I think he said 11 gauge files. Sorry, strings. Do, 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 do. 11 to 49. That's it. Yes. Okay, memory. Now, I believe I have them here. Those are the strings we'll put on the guitar, 11 to 49. Oh, look at this. Lots of comments. Ah, we have some new faces here. Dan Cruz says, whatever, monster something. My eyes. West Beth Kid. Exciting. My dentist could learn a lot from you, says West Beth Kid. And I have internet issues as well. Oh, you're not alone. So nice and organized. Jesus, look out. You can call me doctor, not Jesus. That was a close one. I see you're filing the nut with the string gauges. Yeah, logical. Nice. Sorry, I know it's hard to pronounce. Yeah. But I did manage to pronounce it. Okay, so I think the next one is 28. Yeah, 28 in the set. So 28 gauge is this one. And that's going to be our D string. So with the 28 gauge file, I now hit the same 3 string slots I was working on before. That makes sense. And I put it here because I'll need it. Now the next one is a 32, which will only need to enlarge the A and the E string slots. Like that. So that's the A. E. Okay. Next. So this one I put away because we won't need it anymore. Now there is no 38 gauge file. So the closest one is the 36. We'll just wiggle a little bit to make it a little bit larger because next one is the 42. So that's going to be our A string slot. Like that. Okay, we'll use this file. And here we just widen this one a little bit for now. And clean up. So because we'll use this, I put it here, right? Now the next file is going to be a 42, which I will only use to widen the E. Okay. That's it. So it goes back, and then there's a 46 and a 50. So the 50 is going to be used for the E string, because we're going to put 11 gauge strings, 11 to 49, and that's a 50. So the 46 gauge file is only used once. And here we have the 50. Okay. And we place it here for now. Okay, so we got our 6 files that we'll be using. Now, I like to put this away. This takes quite a few minutes to make this pencil. So I don't want to break it. And also have this chisel, sharp object I want to put away. Okay, friends. We move on to the next stage of the project. Now, I don't think we need the vise anymore. So let's clean up and move it away. That's it. Don't cut too deep. Yeah, I know. Next stage, the bridge. No. We need to finish the nut. Yeah, if you cut too deep, that's it. So I hope I didn't cut too deep. No, I did not. Okay. So this is now my blank. Now we put the guitar back here. There are a few things we need to take care of first. I noticed that this neck joint is, well, everything is questionable on this guitar. So let's remove it. Let's remove the neck. Because we need to at least resolve it somewhat before we put strings on. Last time I only put 2 screws. The third one was here. And I don't think this plate comes off, right? If I recall, yeah. So, yeah, so there's a shim. Now the problem is, this shim, what is it made out of? Oops. And there's another shim. Oh, no, that's veneer. Look at that. then we have this thing here. Yeah. So maybe we want to scrape this a little bit. So there's also a wire here. I guess it's grounding the plate on the back. And there's yet another shim here, which is glued in. And everything is covered with, I think, more than maybe 2 layers of finishes, different kinds. So I scrape all the bumps off, away. So this is sandpaper. There's still a bump here, more like a hump now. Now, the neck also needs to be nice and flat, straight, flat. And I can see there's a buildup of some kind of residue, something. So just want to make sure we don't have these bumps. Because obviously the neck to body joint needs to be stable. So now the question is, do we want to put these back? Well, let's evaluate. So this is, I don't know if this is a shim or what is this at the front here. Seems like maybe it's paint. Maybe it almost looks like this color. All right, look at that. So we evaluate. Okay, so let's place this one back here where it was, and this one on top. I'm not a big fan of flat head screws. Oh, okay. So you want to turn it counterclockwise until it sinks into the lowest spot, which are the pre-cut threads. You want to catch that same spot. Oh, here it is. Because otherwise you continue cutting threads into the wood, which keeps enlarging that hole. Okay, so we do want to tighten it because we need to take a measurement. I need to lay this on top and kind of like estimate if the neck angle is good. And it is, I think. We can always make an adjustment later. And now, I don't know how much the neck moves in this direction. So now I can place my nut here. And do a quick little alignment test. So it's coming a little close to this edge. Which means we might want to nudge the neck a little bit in this direction. If we can. Oh, I think I did. Okay. Not sure if I even noticed a difference. I think there is a little difference, yeah. Yep, I think there is, yeah. Okay, good. So let's work with this for now. Okay. So that's our nut. And now let's remove the bridge. And I think I wanted to open this. did I? Oh, maybe. Let's test the switches and everything. So I'm not sure how much you'll be able to hear. No. Let me think. I was thinking about something just now, and I forgot. Was it about the nut? I don't know. Friends, I don't think I'll finish this guitar tonight. Yeah. I'm not sure. Let's see. All right. Let's keep an open mind. So yeah, so I don't think you'll be able to hear much, but here is what I'll be doing. So I have a tuning fork, and you can hear the sound over the pickup, and then I'll test the switches. So this says LH, tone, mute, and then we have volume. Okay, let's turn on the amp. Okay, the volume works. I don't know if you can hear this. And you know, I can make it so that you hear it. So I can take this microphone, and now you'll hear a lot of ambient sound, but I'll place it right here. So these are on and off switches for the two pickups. Oops. So I don't know what these two do. I mean, it's supposed to be tone, but I don't hear a difference. There are some screws here. So I'm first going to check each screw individually to see if it turns. Right? That's the way to do it. Oh. So this one was turning. Now the second one is turning. Okay. Okay, so they all do turn, which means we can remove this plate. So I think I need these tweezers for these screws. Maybe, I don't know. Are they magnetic or not? Yes. I'll put them back in the same order. You know what? That's wrong. These screws are holding the switches. Yeah, I think I need to remove the entire plate. That's right. Because these screws are just holding the switches. And the plate. Yeah. But I think I need to remove the entire front plate because they are crackling, so we need to spray the oxide spray. And you know, I haven't checked the back of the guitar to see if there's access. Easy access, I doubt it. Yeah, so here I definitely saw the switch move up as I was tightening the screw. So you might see this here as well. You see how it's moving up? Yeah. So these screws are definitely just holding the switches. These are not control plate screws. That's why there's 8 of them. We have 4 switches, right? Okay, so what we need to do is, oh, there's a screw missing here. Let's make a note of that. So we need to remove the bridge posts. And that'll give us a chance to inspect everything. So, yeah, man. That's the way to do it. Is this the right screwdriver size? Yeah. And for here, yeah. Okay. Okay, I can put this mic away. Oh, and I said I wanted to see if there's nothing. I felt something move. I thought I felt something. So this is maybe epoxy or not sure. Of course, I'm gonna have to remove the bridge. I mean, the trim system. We're missing the whammy bar. Yeah, I'm not a fan of flathead screws. They can slip. Okay, and now we have this. So we are missing one screw. They're pretty short screws. And here we have the spring. That's the mechanism. Okay, can we lift this or not? Oh, there. Huh? Look at that. So this just came off. All right, that's this was hanging by a thread, right? So I'm glad we looked inside. And this confirms that the little screws are just holding the switches. There's a tone circuit here. Which doesn't do much. I couldn't hear, you know, anything. And this is for shielding. So we need to warm up the soldering iron. Okay. This was made by the same people who make Volvos. Not the actual same people, but they live in the same country, yes. Bear with me. So I'll be realistic here. I'm not going to finish this tonight. Been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. But now I bet this doesn't work, this pickup. So let's put the mic back here so you can hear. All right. See, this pickup doesn't work unless I do this. What happened? Yeah, I mean, the wire's disconnected. And this isn't like a really nice solder joint here. Let me test this. connected. Okay. Well, this isn't supposed to be connected. Okay, let's have a closer look at this, because this looks real bad. So we have a wire connected to ground, to the bridge posts, to the bushings for the bridge posts. What the hell is this? You see how this is shorting out here? So this needs to be connected to this, I assume. Looks like it was just hooked like that. But this should not be touching ground, and we have here steel wool, which I need to clean up. Okay, and then there's the other pickup. So here the red wire is ground, and the blue wire goes inside. And here the blue wire, which is this one, is ground, and the red wire goes, supposed to go inside. Now there's also something broken here. See this? I think we have all this steel wool. So the steel wool I clean up with modeling clay like this. It sticks to the modeling clay, and I just take it away. We don't want steel wool to end up inside of the pickup. So steel wool sticks to the pickups because of the magnets that are inside the pickups. Or maybe one magnet, depends on the pickup design. Okay. Well, we need to service this pickup because I just moved it, right? I just opened this thing to service the switches, which, by the way, I need to, shouldn't forget to do right now. Because of the crackling, we just want to spray a little bit of deoxit. Okay. So that's here, no more crackling. Okay, what about the pot? No crackling, but I'll spray a little bit. Now you hear this? It's called the triboelectric effect. Okay. So what do we do about this pickup? I put this mic away. We don't need it right now. Okay, first thing I'll do is I'll remove this ground wire from here. That's it. We'll put it back later so that we can work on this so the guitar is not in the way. And I can just hang the guitar here. Gonna just remove the nut that I made. Okay. Stefan Skogen is here. Colors are the same for both pickups there. So maybe someone tried to repair it before and switch them around. No, I don't think so. I think that it's wired like this to be in humbucking mode, right? So that when both pickups, single coil pickups are together, they are like a humbucker. I don't know. I do know that the pickups were working before I opened this, but this was hanging by a thread, clearly. I don't know why they put electrical tape there. So the problem is that this pickup is also falling apart. Okay. See, this is falling apart. This is very risky here. And I think I need to melt this. Yeah. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look. What do we see here? What, the switch doesn't work again? All day I was having technical issues with everything. Let me see something. Okay. It's not connected. The computer is not connected to the Stream Deck for whatever reason. Again, something that I solved today. Okay, now it says it's connected again. Yeah. All right, so here is this thing. Oh, wow, look at that. Well, we need to remove this little piece of, look at that, okay? Why is this like this? So the red wire's connected. Maybe someone was messing with this. What is this? All I know is that these two wires shouldn't be touching, right? And that's melted. So this was open. You see, these are cracked. So someone was messing with this pickup at some point. So there should be a little separation between the red wire and this, right? Come on. Now we really opened up a can of worms, right? This was supposed to be just a simple cleanup of the switches, and now it turned into a project. Alright, so if I put it back here, let's see if it works. Where's the tuning fork? Okay, you won't hear it, but I will. I don't hear anything here. Okay. All right. So, I mean, honestly, this red wire should not be touching this. This is ground, so there should be a separation here. How did it work before? Probably because it was like you just needed a little nudge to make it not work. Okay, so I just moved that wire a little bit. But this needs to be connected to this, otherwise it's not going to work, right? Yeah, so someone was messing with this. We need a little space between this blob, which is ground. So let's solder these two together momentarily. And if we wiggle a little bit, let's see if we get signal. And this isn't working now. Why is this not working? Is it because I soldered this together? Yeah. What the hell? Oh, man. I have an idea. I just need to figure out how this works. So I'll connect this to ground here. Anywhere to ground. Yeah? That's ground. As soon as I connect this to ground, so I hear a little signal. But as soon as I connect this to ground, it doesn't work. Oh. Yeah. So this shouldn't be connected to ground. But this is supposed to be connected to ground. And we have this flimsy connection there. So somebody was messing with this, right? Just like Dr. Stefan says here. Yeah, this whole thing is chewed up, right? It's opened up like that. I'm sure it's not like this here, but I cannot open this because these three tabs are still intact. Here they were broken off. So how was this working when I connected like this? Well, because this was touching the plate, and the plate was grounded through the foil, through the springs, connected to ground. So now I guess we just want to put it back together. But what do I do about this? I'm not gonna fix this. So this little bead is now a little too big. Oh, I see. This wire that sticks out, it's meant to be connected to this. Maybe. I mean, I can hear something. Not as loud. This one is louder. And if I turn it off, now it's picking up. That's the pickup that's picking up the vibrations. Now this one's off. And I don't hear anything at all. So, yeah, I think this needs to be serviced internally somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it at 3 a.m. Let's look at it again. So these two wires should not be connected. I mean, it's just that I don't know where it's tapping into the internal coil. I can't just be pulling on this just to see what happens. but they need to be separated. I think they were kind of separated, you know, with a small air gap between them. The thing is, there's a whole bunch of other wires visible as well. Here, right? Look at this. What is this wire? Oh, look at this. That's a wire. Right here. Yeah, I think that's a wire. Okay, hold on. So maybe these two are supposed to be connected to ground. That's ground, and this is the lead wire. Maybe I can tap into it. Okay. So now this should be connected to the blue one. Let's see. Now it works. Wow. And this one is off. The switch is off. And now it's on. Okay. So I don't know if you heard that. Now the mic is there. You can hear that loud and clear. And when I disconnect the switch, yeah, I just disconnected the switch. Okay, on and off. And here, off, on, off, on, off, off, on. Okay, so that's what it is. So I need to find a way to connect the green wire to that. And then this wire to the grounding plate. So, all right, so, whew. So this should go through here. And remember, there was some kind of red electrical tape here for whatever reason. So this whole week was a week of these kind of setbacks. Man, every day something. So that's where we need to tap into. Yep. So let's clean this up a little bit and tap into this with this green wire. And look how it's melted and all. How am I gonna make this happen? But first I need to put some solder onto this, if it's even going to stick. Alright, so I need something to hold that pickup, so I'll use this poster putty. This is it. The poster putty is going to hold it at an angle like this. What a job, what a mess. Just lightly. Okay, so that I can work on that solder joint, so that I can establish a solder joint. And this I'm going to tape it down. I have tape here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't have flux here. I think there's flux in the other room here. I'll be right back. They have flux here. I'm gonna borrow. Where is it? Oh man, where did they put it? Huh. I really need it for this. I know I have my own as well somewhere. Okay, I can't find it. Let's see if we're lucky without. This is a rosin core solder. This is the part right there. Let me move it just a little bit. Okay, maybe. it will work without the flux. Even with the flux, I mean, this is so dirty. I don't know about this. Look at that, barely. But it kind of works. All right. And now we need to prep this wire. Let me just prep it quickly. I don't like how it's melted all like that. Just gonna cut it here. Okay. Okay, like that. Stay put. That's the wire. Not very clean, but you know, it'll be hanging by a thread if I can make it work. Okay. Now it would be best if somehow I had a third hand holding this. Maybe I can just melt it together like this. Maybe I can just hold it and just melt it without moving it. And that's it then. I'll try. So I'm holding this with my right hand right now. And I need to then work with my left hand, I guess. Or maybe I can spin this around. Let me unplug it. Yeah, I think I feel more comfortable doing it this way. That, melt it together. So let me hold it like this. It's hot. That's it. All right. So now we want to plug it in and test. It should be working, right? The moment of truth. This guitar is a mess. Okay. Why am I not hearing anything? Off. 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 Okay, so that's that. Now, we still need to establish a connection to ground from the pickup, but that's already established here, so I don't need to really worry about it. But then I need to glue this to this somehow, and that's dirty. But I need to mix up a little bit of epoxy or JB Weld epoxy. So yeah, you know, I guess I fixed the pickup. So this is what needs to happen here now. Need to clean up this surface, and mix up a little bit of JB Weld. Remove these tabs that no longer serve any purpose. Because they were broken off anyway. This one as well. That's it. And I think when I epoxy it together, there will be a little bit of squeeze out. but I need to make sure that internally this wire doesn't touch this wire here. So I am just going to put a little bit of this putty between the two. To keep it apart. That's how we're going to put it back together. Okay. Now let's make sure it still works. Yeah. Okay, cool. 3:30 a.m. It would be good to put the epoxy now, leave it overnight. So that's always a good idea with epoxy. And like I said, the epoxy I have in mind is JB Weld, which I have somewhere right here. But surface preparation is key, right? So let's see, there are a few comments. Yes, probably never thought people would be opening up 65 years later or whatever. And then says, oh, I'm sure they thought people would open it up, but not their problem. Ha ha ha. And Dr. Stefan Skogan says, at least we have a good tech working on it. Thank you. And it makes for interesting content. So not all bad, I suppose. No, as long as I can keep charging by the hour, which is why I do this like this. Looks like he found a solution. Yeah, it does look, yeah. You know, we went back and forth. So now, how well can I clean up this there's wax on it, right? And epoxy isn't going to stick to wax. So we need to scrape this wax, and I am going to scrape it with blades. Oh, I hate when this happens. Yeah, look at this. So it is interesting content, right? And this is the type of content I would never record for the main channel. I mean, this would just take too long. I mean, here I'm stressing out trying to figure out how to make this work. I can't see myself organizing a recording, trying to figure out how to record it, because I don't even know what's coming, right? So just gonna make a whole bunch of scratches like this. So this is epoxy, right? This thing. And now I am scratching off the surface, so I'm exposing clean epoxy. And the fresh epoxy should stick to the clean epoxy that I'm exposing. Let's see. Yeah, I guess this was interesting content. A bit stressful for me. You're just watching. I'm stressing out. Everything went wrong today here. This is why I'm still here at this time. I had problems with my switcher, with my computer, with the internet, with the network here, network cables. I even installed a new network cable from here all the way to the front. What am I doing here? Bumping into things. Yeah. You are a night creature, it seems. I guess. I turn into one. So today I didn't take my bike because it was really raining. Often I do take it when it rains. I don't care. And I just didn't want to do that today. And I fell asleep on the subway. Yeah, I woke up one stop before Queens. So JB Weld is a brand name, but they make these epoxy variations that's good for steel, for metal. Here, this, it says steel here. And I'm mixing up this much. I think that should be enough, right? No, a little bit more. I'll put a little bit more because I do want some squeeze out through these holes. I will double the amount. We are going to let it do its thing overnight. This is really, really good epoxy, really strong for fixing things. think we're good. So we have an uneven surface, right? We want to make sure that I spread it. I want this squeeze out going through these 3 holes. I'm not sure that the 3rd hole will, because it's so close to this damaged part. So I don't think it will do anything, but at least the other 2 will. Okay. And I'm going to tape it together, right? So I need tape. One piece of tape. So, shall we do it? Let's do it. You see how it sticks through these holes? Excuse me. That's the squeeze out I want, that we're seeing right now. So we also need to make sure that our alignment is good with these holes and the cutout, right? So yeah, I'm just eyeballing it, it'll be fine. So this squeeze out tells me that the two surfaces that I applied the epoxy to, right, onto, did firmly come together. And this is barely long enough. Okay. And now we can test it again. I hope I don't get epoxy on my phone. Yeah, it works. Off, on, off, on, off. Yeah. So now I will not worry about this being connected to ground here, because this internal little wire is connected to the red wire. The red wire is connected to ground here. And ground is transferred to this foil through the springs. And then through these two springs is going to be transferred to this plate. So this will be grounded, because I don't want to be melting anything here and monkeying around with that, because that's risky. I'm just going to leave it like this overnight. And that's it for tonight. So we won't be working on the nut. We can't, because I need to put this plate back on the guitar, put the bridge on, and put the strings to work on the nut, and that's impossible tonight, right? So it's not going to be possible, which means I have an excuse to go to bed. I was going to work on the bass, but this needs to stay on the workbench, so I have an excuse not to work on the bass. And I have a good excuse why I haven't worked on this all day, because I've been fixing things around here all day. See, I get good excuses for everything. But we got some work done. So 2 hours and 50 minutes. And I didn't send a link to the customer. He's gonna have to watch this Swedish engineering. Well, we don't know, you know, someone might have been monkeying around with this somewhere in the past 65 years. Probably, right? But yeah, so this obviously is one of those that is costing more time and all. Sorry. That's how it is. Saved. Yeah, saved. Thank you. I'm saved. I need a better soldering iron. I have a much better one in Brooklyn at the Guitar Quackery. What do I call that shop? Not the fabrication shop, the one that has like machine shop, whatever. There, I have it. And I've been meaning to get one with the temperature control here, but you know, it's such a small space. I don't have space for things anymore here. Okay, and always what I do with epoxy is I save the mix. Now I have a special spot right here above this monitor. Well, there's a monitor here. It's a teleprompter, which is how I establish eye contact with you. Okay, so that's where the epoxy goes. Okay, the JB Weld. Friends, we've come a long way with this one. So that's pretty tight and short, and so is this, but it'll work just fine. I'm not sure if this is touching the body of the guitar. No. I'm looking at the guitar here. There's a hollow space right there, so that's all fine. Okay. It's tight, but it'll work. I'm going to leave this here for a day. Actually, today is already Friday. I'm not going to come today back here. Saturday. We'll be working on this on Saturday. First thing on the bench. And I have an appointment, or even 2 appointments on Saturday. Okay, friends. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. 2 hours, 54 minutes, and 27 seconds. All right. We're going a little bit over budget. Ciao. Bye, doctor. Bye, kids. It's past your bedtime, okay? So, we gotta go.